He weighed 280 pounds, and he had never once been refused entry into his own doorway. Nobody pushed past Marcus Webb. Nobody argued with Marcus Webb. And nobody, in 4 years of standing at that velvet rope, had ever put him on the ground. Tonight, a man weighing half of him was about to change that, and he was going to do it without raising his voice. This is what really happened outside the Golden Phoenix nightclub on Sunset Boulevard on a humid August night in 1972. Los Angeles, California. Sunset Strip. Saturday night, 11:40 p.m. The air still carries the day's heat, thick with exhaust fumes, perfume, and the electric hum of a street that never quite goes dark. Neon signs bleed pink and blue light across the pavement. A line of nearly 60 people stretches down the sidewalk outside the Golden Phoenix, one of the Strip's most exclusive clubs, the kind of place where reservations matter less than who is standing at the door deciding who gets to walk through it. That man is Marcus Webb, 6'4", 280 pounds, arms like cinder blocks stacked under a black silk shirt straining at the seams. He has worked doors in this city for 11 years, the last 4 of them at the Golden Phoenix, and in that time, he has built a reputation that precedes him by entire city blocks. Former college football lineman, 2 years of semi-pro boxing before his knees gave out, and a presence that has ended more disputes through simple proximity than through actual violence. He rarely has to throw a punch. He simply has to exist in front of someone, and the someone reconsiders. Marcus stands with his arms crossed, scanning the line with the flat, practiced disinterest of a man who has seen every kind of person try every kind of angle to get past him. Money slipped into a handshake, minor celebrities dropping names, drunk men squaring up just to see what would happen. None of it moves him. He has turned away actors, turned away a senator's nephew, turned away, on one memorable night, 3 Hells Angels who left without a word once Marcus simply looked at them and said, "Not tonight." At 11:42, a man steps out of a parked car half a block down and begins walking toward the entrance. He is small, maybe 5'7", maybe 140 pounds, wearing a simple dark jacket and slacks, no jewelry, no entourage, no obvious indication that he belongs anywhere near the kind of crowd currently waiting to get inside. He walks the way he always walks, unhurried, balanced, present. His name is Bruce Lee, and he has come tonight not for the club, but because a friend, a young actor named Tom Reyes, has been waiting in that line for 20 minutes with his date, Sarah, and has just been humiliated in front of everyone watching. Bruce had arrived separately, parking around the corner after a late dinner meeting, intending only to find Tom inside and discuss a film project over a drink. He sees the scene before he reaches the rope. Tom apologizing, hands raised. Sarah embarrassed, staring at the pavement. And Marcus, towering above them both, mid-sentence in a tone that carries down the entire line. "I don't care who you know," Marcus is saying, his voice loud enough that it is clearly meant for an audience as much as for Tom. "You're not on the list, and you're not getting in tonight or any night. So do everyone a favor and get out of my line before I make you." Tom tries to explain that the reservation was under a different name, that there's been a mix-up, that he has called ahead. Marcus is not listening. He has decided, the way he decides 40 times a night, and once Marcus decides, the decision does not move. Sarah pulls at Tom's sleeve, telling him it isn't worth it, and Tom, red-faced, finally turns to leave. Bruce reaches the front of the line in time to hear the last of it. He does not raise his voice. He simply steps beside his friend and asks, quietly, "What's going on, Tom?" Marcus's eyes drop to Bruce, sizing him up in under a second the way he has sized up thousands of men at this door, and dismisses him in the same instant. "And who's this?" Marcus asks, not really asking. Tom starts to explain that Bruce is a friend, an actor, someone Marcus might want to be more careful with. Marcus laughs, a short, contemptuous sound. "I don't care if he's the Emperor of China," he says. The line behind them goes very quiet. Some people laugh nervously. Others look away, uncomfortable. Bruce does not react to the comment the way Marcus expects. There's no flash of anger, no defensive posture, nothing for Marcus to push against. Bruce simply looks up at him, calm, and says, "My friend has a reservation. Could you check the list again?" Marcus folds his arms further, if that is even possible, and looks down at Bruce with the specific contempt reserved for men who do not understand the arithmetic of size. "Listen, little man," he says, loud enough that 30 heads turn toward them. "I weigh twice what you weigh, and I haven't lost a fight at this door in 4 years. Why don't you take your friend and walk away before I have to move you myself?" The line laughs now openly. Someone near the back calls out, "Get him, Marcus." A woman near the front pulls out a cigarette and watches with new interest, the night having suddenly become more entertaining than the club itself promised to be. Bruce considers this for a moment. He glances at Tom, who is shaking his head, silently begging him not to escalate this. He glances at Marcus, 280 pounds of certainty standing in a doorway. He has never once been forced to surrender. And then Bruce says the only thing he is going to say on the matter. "All right." Marcus blinks. He has expected an apology, a retreat, the same response he gets every single time. Someone this size opens their mouth at him. He has not expected agreement. "All right, what?" Marcus asks. "All right, we'll settle this properly," Bruce says. His voice still even, still quiet. "Not here with words. You clearly believe size decides everything. I'd like to show you it doesn't. 5 seconds. If I can't put you on the ground in 5 seconds, I'll apologize to you in front of everyone in this line, and my friend and I will leave without another word." The crowd, which had been laughing a moment ago, goes silent again, this time for a different reason. Nobody challenges Marcus Webb to his face. Nobody offers him a number of seconds. Marcus studies the smaller man for a long moment, looking for the bluff, the nervous tell, the thing that always shows up right before someone backs down. He doesn't find it. What he finds instead is a stillness he doesn't have a category for. And 5 seconds is generous, Marcus finally says, smiling now, enjoying this. "I'll give you 10 just so nobody says I took advantage of you." By now nearly 60 people in line have turned to watch. 2 of the club's other security staff step out from the entrance, sensing something developing, but they hold back, curious themselves about how this will play out. A photographer waiting outside for celebrity arrivals raises his camera instinctively. Sarah grips Tom's arm, eyes wide. Marcus steps away from the door, rolling his shoulders, the casual confidence of a man who has done this kind of thing in the parking lot before, on the rare nights when words alone hadn't been enough. He doesn't take a fighting stance exactly. He doesn't need one. He simply squares up, raises his hands loosely, and waits, the smile still on his face. Bruce sets down nothing because he is carrying nothing. He stands a few feet away, weight even, hands relaxed at his sides, watching Marcus with the same calm attention he has carried since stepping out of his car. Someone in the crowd starts counting under their breath. 1. Marcus moves first, the way large men who have never been tested usually do, closing distance fast, reaching with his right hand to grab Bruce by the collar and simply shove him backward into the gathered crowd. The same move that has ended every previous confrontation at this door without him ever having to throw an actual punch. His hand never finds the collar. 2. Bruce's left hand intercepts Marcus's wrist before the grab fully forms, redirecting it just enough that the momentum carries past him rather than into him. Marcus, expecting resistance and finding none, stumbles half a step forward, his balance already compromised. 3. Bruce's right hand rises in a short, precise strike to Marcus's solar plexus, not a wild swing, a placed contact, the kind of strike that finds the exact nerve cluster beneath the sternum where the diaphragm lives. Marcus's breath leaves him all at once, a sound somewhere between a grunt and a gasp. 4. As Marcus doubles forward involuntarily, his weight already falling, Bruce's left leg sweeps the back of his planted foot at the precise moment his balance has nowhere left to go. 280 pounds of doorman, the man who has not lost a confrontation at this entrance in 4 years, begins to fall. 5. Marcus lands on the sidewalk outside the Golden Phoenix with an impact that several witnesses later describe as sounding like a car door slamming, flat on his back, both hands instinctively going to his midsection, his mouth open, pulling for air that will not come easily for several more seconds. The count stops there. Nobody finishes it. 60 people stand in absolute silence on Sunset Boulevard, staring at the man who has guarded this door unchallenged for years, now lying on the pavement beneath the neon glow of the club's sign, struggling to breathe. Bruce does not stand over him. He does not gloat, does not raise his arms, does not look toward the crowd for approval. He simply steps back to a respectful distance and waits, the same calm expression on his face that he wore before any of this began. It takes Marcus nearly 30 seconds to find his breath again. When he finally does, he stays on the ground a moment longer, staring up at the sky, at the sign, at anything other than the small man standing a few feet away, who just did, without effort, what nobody has managed to do to him in over a decade of doors. When Marcus finally sits up, his face carries something the crowd has never seen on it before. Not anger, but something closer to genuine confusion. The look of a man whose entire understanding of how confrontations work has just been quietly dismantled. Bruce extends a hand. Marcus looks at it for a long moment before taking it, allowing himself to be pulled upright with surprising ease for someone his size. What was that? Marcus finally manages, still catching his breath. I've been hit by linebackers. I've never gone down like that. Size generates force only when it's coordinated, Bruce says quietly, meant only for Marcus to hear clearly, though several people nearby catch it anyway. You're strong, genuinely strong, but you've spent 4 years relying on people backing down before that strength was ever actually tested. Tonight it was tested against someone who wasn't backing down and wasn't trying to match your strength directly. I didn't fight your 280 pounds. I found the half second where none of it mattered. Marcus is quiet for a moment, absorbing this. Then he does something nobody standing in that line expects. He turns to Tom, still standing near the rope with Sarah, and says, "Go on in, both of you on me. And I'm sorry about before." He turns back to Bruce. "You really think size doesn't matter?" he asks, less challenge now, more genuine question. "I think size matters less than people who rely on it want to believe," Bruce answers. "It buys you advantages in some situations and creates blind spots in others. The moment you stop testing yourself against anything that might prove that, you stop growing, and you start being vulnerable to exactly what happened tonight." Marcus looks down at his own hands, the hands that have moved hundreds of difficult men through this doorway without resistance, and something shifts visibly in his expression. "Could you show me?" he asks. "Not here, obviously, but could you actually teach me something real?" Bruce studies him for a moment, the same reading he gives every person who asks him this question, looking for whether the request comes from genuine humility or wounded pride looking for a quick fix. What he sees in Marcus's face is the former. "There's a small gym off Wilshire," Bruce says. "Tuesday and Thursday evenings. Come if you're serious. Leave the doorman attitude at home, though. In there, you'll be exactly what everyone is when they start, a beginner with a lot to unlearn." Marcus nods slowly, and for the first time that night, the smile that crosses his face has nothing arrogant in it at all. What none of the 60 witnesses standing on Sunset Boulevard that night could have predicted was what came next. The friendship that would form between a doorman and a martial artist who put him on the ground in 5 seconds, and the way that single demonstration on a humid August sidewalk would quietly travel through the city's clubs and gyms for years afterward, retold by people who saw it and people who only heard about it, each version a little different, each version losing something of what actually happened and gaining something else in its place. But the people who were actually there that night, all 60 of them standing in that line, remembered one detail precisely the same way every single time they told it. Marcus Webb showed up at that small gym off Wilshire the very next Tuesday evening, and he kept showing up for the next 3 years.